Good morning and welcome to the Midweek Throwdown. Our first topic today is Terrell Suggs and his conspiracy theory about Roger Goodell having a hand in the Super Bowl blackout last year. What do you think about this?
I think it's a total load of crap. The lights just went out at the Super Bowl. There was a power outage. There's nobody that had a hand in turning off the lights so that one team had an advantage over the other team. I think it's laughable.
I think so too, especially considering that the Ravens ended up winning it.
Exactly. I totally agree. Total in agreement. My first topic today is Lane Kiffin, the former USC coach who was fired this week. He was fired after their team lost 62-41 to Arizona State. What do you think, Trevor?
Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it?
It does sound very familiar. I think it was really tacky the way it was handled. From what I read this morning is USC Athletic Director Pat Hayden met Coach Kiffin in the airport and fired him right as he got off the plane at 3 a.m.
I had heard that too, but at the same time, with social media nowadays, when you realize you're going to do something, you better do it right away before somebody else gets wind of it and it gets all over everywhere.
I just think there was a different way to handle
it.
If everybody knew that was going to happen, he should have called him into his office the next morning and said, hey, meet me tomorrow morning, we need to have a talk.
Instead of right when he gets off the plane.
Yeah, I think it's pretty classless as the guy's walking off the plane at 3 a.m. in the morning and gets beat by, 22 points and says, oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yeah. My second topic today is it's the quarter season mark in the NFL, and there's 5 undefeated teams thus far: the Broncos, the Saints, the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the Seahawks. Who do you think's the best one out of those 5?
Clearly the Broncos. Their quarterback is Peyton Manning. He's on fire. As long as he's having a good year, they will too. And I think they're heads and shoulders the best team in the NFL right now.
Some people would argue it'd be the Seahawks because they have more of a, balanced attack with their defense. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for the rest of the season.
Who do you think is the worst team in the NFL?
Easily the Jaguars, I'd say.
Easily the Jaguars.
I think they've scored maybe 10 points total.
The Jets have got to be right there with them, and the Eagles. That's looking to be like a failed experiment with Chip Kelly coming in from Oregon.
First game, everybody was all in arms about this is going to change and revolutionize the NFL, and
it is interesting to me to see a quarter way through the season that the Chiefs are still undefeated.
Yes.
They've doubled their win total from last year, so I'm all for it. Topic I want to talk about a little bit is NASCAR racer Danica Patrick. Does she belong in NASCAR or doesn't she?
She hasn't done any better or any worse than some of the other males that are out there. I mean, yes, a lot of her stature is due to her publicity.
GoDaddy.com.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, she hasn't done any worse or any better than some of the other people out there on the circuit.
She catches a lot of flack from the fan base and even from fellow racers who say she's not good enough, she doesn't belong. It seems like she either wrecks or she starts 30th and finishes 30th, or starts 25th and finishes 28th. I say she belongs there because if nothing else, she brings another measure of topic of discussion to NASCAR.
More viewership.
More viewership. She brings an increased fan base. I was a Juan Pablo Montoya fan.
Oh yeah.
Just because he wasn't one of the normal Bubbas racing.
Yes. But
now he's going to go back to Formula One racing, so I don't know, maybe I'll have to be a Danica fan now. My last topic is, I always want to kind of end with something a little bit off the wall, and I want to talk about the Fairbury swimming pool. Swimming really, you can make a case that it is or isn't a sport, but at the Fairbury City Council meeting this week, Councilman Roger Bailey made a very good point that there's nothing in this town for kids to do. Obviously the theater is closed, now the bowling alley is closed, And our swimming pool is always iffy, it's closed quite a bit. Roger said if we want to attract young people to Fairbury and have activities for kids and families to do, we really need to work on things. So he's kind of pushing a movement to get a new swimming pool built. That's in the very preliminary stages, and I hope that's successful.
I would hope so. I mean, if you look at the surrounding communities, especially Beatrice, they have a fantastic water park.
As does Wymore, as does Wilmer.
And I know there's a lot of families that will drive to those places just because of what they have compared to what we have here.
Totally agree. If you have any topics you'd like to see Trevor or I discuss, please go ahead and submit it to our Facebook page at Fairbury TV, and we'd be happy to talk about it. Thank you for watching this week.
Thank you.